so much for joining me. This week we're going to be doing a full-length mat class on rotation and side bending. Last class was on forward flexion and extension, or flexion and extension. So I will be using a small squishy ball. I only have it filled up about 75 to 80% so that I can really get a nice squish in there. And also I have some weights for planks later. I showed planking with the weight balls last class. This class I'll go ahead and show, or a couple classes ago. This class I'll show how to keep your wrists from getting too compressed by using the weights if you have weak wrists. We're going to go ahead and begin class today by lying on our backs. We're going to be doing the banana stretch, which is typically done on the Cadillac. We don't have a Cadillac with us today, or we're not using one, so we're going to do the banana stretch on the mat. A few things to remember: make sure that you ground, make sure that you're not crunching into your side. You really want to reach up out of both sides. This is our first side bend of the day. So when we side bend, we don't crunch over like this. We really want to reach up and over out of our side, as if we're reaching up and over a giant exercise ball, not just our tiny one. A giant exercise ball, the ladder barrel, an arc barrel, anything that you can really think of that gives you that nice lift and support out of your side while opening up the opposite side of your ribs. Really nice reach in the mermaid, which we'll be doing at the end of class. But that's what we want to think of doing right here. We don't want to crunch in on our sides. So the first thing that we're going to do, hold on, we're going to take our ball with us. Hold on behind our knees. Roll down onto your back. Make sure that you're down far enough. I'm going to make sure I don't have my uprights in case your machine or your mat is lifted up off the floor. I'm going to go ahead and try to locate as much of a neutral spine as I can. Really relax or melt my back ribs into the mat. Draw my ribs together in front. I'm going to hollow out from hip to hip. Really weight my sacrum down. I'm going to separate my feet. Mat's distance. So I'd like to be right in the middle of my mat. So lift your head up. Take a look. I'm going to take my ball in my left hand. Place it down by my side. I'm going to press it in with the heel of my hand, not with my fingers. Press into my side with the heel of my hand. I take that back. I'm going to be pressing down a little bit closer to my fingers because I want to roll down the ball on my side. So I'm going to bring my arm out to a T, my right arm. I'm going to float it up by my ear. From there, I'm going to make sure that I'm still sinking my ribs and still drawing my ribs together. For some people, this is more difficult. If this is more difficult, float your arm up a little bit. Try to reach it back as far as you can to get a nice stretch out of your side. But if you feel your side lifting already, or you're crunching in on your left side, lift your arm up a little higher. Float it up at an angle. From there, we're going to press into our side as we roll the ball down our side, and we reach for the opposite corner or the left-hand corner of the mat with our right hand. I'm still melting my right side ribs down into the mat. I'm still sinking heavy in my sacrum, equally weighted on both sides of the backs of my hips. I'm pressing down into the mat with the backs of my legs. Go ahead and reach up. See if you can grow taller, but without flaring your ribs to it. See if you can just shoot energy out of your heels and out of your hand at the same time. Really drop into your lower abdominals as we breathe. We're going to inhale and exhale. Feel it hollowing out those lower abdominals. So pressing in on the ball with our lats. So right from underneath the arm, down the sides of the ribs, really getting a nice even stretch. From there, using our inner thighs, we are going to make our right leg light, not lifted, just make it light, and slide it in using our inner thighs, trying to make our heels meet the other heel. And separate. Don't allow the right side of your body to float off the mat as you do this exercise. You're really increasing this stretch here. And reach it over, hollow out your abs, and separate your feet. Heavy sacrum, guys. Don't pop up in the ribs like I just did. I felt it myself. Squeeze your legs down. Point your foot, bend your knee, and cross your ankles without sickling your foot or bending at the ankle. You want a straight line from your big toe to your knee here. So press in. Really try to sink at those ribs, hollow out those abdominals, and sink your back hip to the ground. Enjoy the side bend stretch. It's very active. this isn't necessarily a move that we do a lot of. From here, I'm going to place my feet next to each other. I'm going to separate them with control. From here, I'm going to unbend, pressing the ball up my leg. I'm going to bring my arm out to a T and bring it back down by my side. Switch hands. I'm going to take the ball in my right hand, press it into my right side, float my left arm out to a T. I'm going to make sure that my ribs are still sinking and I have equal weight in my hips from side to side. Bring my arm up to my ear or floating up so I can still get a nice stretch but maintain control of my ribs. From there, I'm going to roll my ball down my right side as I reach for the top right corner on my mat with my left hand. Still sinking my ribs in. Let's go ahead and take a couple nice deep breaths here. Still press into the ball, locating those muscles underneath your arm, all the way down the sides of your ribs to pull your shoulder away from your ears. Very important for side bending today that we don't get up into our shoulders, guys. From here, make your left leg light. Squeeze it in with the inner thighs, keeping everything in your body heavy, just increasing that stretch, and separate your foot back out to the side of the mat on the left side. Squeeze your left side to your right with your inner thighs, really hollowing out your lower abdominals. And release. My Pilates trainer, Katie Raleigh, she always tells people to go ahead and begin if they get there early with a nice side bend on the chair, on the ladder barrel. Bend your knee, point your foot on the left foot, and cross the ankle without sickling your foot or bending at the ankle. Go ahead and sink down into those ribs. Wrap them in the front. Hollow out your lower abdominals and breathe here. It's such a nice way to begin class. Really, how often do you get a lot of nice side bending in your day-to-day movements? It's a nice way to warm up the body, engaging your abdominal muscles, really getting a lift out of your obliques. Separate your feet, still squeeze your legs together with your inner thighs. Separate your left leg back out to the side of the mat. And now, roll the ball up the right side so your body is right up through the center again. Bring your arm out to a T and come back down. We're going to go ahead and shake it out. From here, we're going to go ahead and come with my feet flat on the mat. I'm going to raise my ball up out of where my sternum is. So we're going to bring it to our sternum and 12th rib meet. That means your ribs are going to go up. And where they stop, that's where your sternum and your 12th rib meet, or where they connect. I'm going to press in on it with the palms of my hands, not my fingers. So I can pull down on my lats. I'm going to find my lats again, just like we did in the banana stretch exercise. I'm squeezing my legs together. I'm feeling a wrap of my glutes all the way around. I'm pressing in with my heels and pulling back to engage the back of my leg. Now I'm going to press the ball up. I'm going to float my right leg up to tabletop and my left leg up to tabletop. I'm going to float my ball down towards my knees. It doesn't touch. It hovers right above. I'm feeling my femur heavy in my hip, weighting both sides of my hips down. From there, I'm going to extend my left leg. I'm using my right inside of my foot as a track for my leg. I'm going to pull it back in. So my left leg never disconnects from my right foot. As I press my right leg out, it's maintaining a connection with my foot the entire time. I'm touching them the entire time. I'm wrapping the glute on my stabilizing leg the whole time. Pull it back in. And I'm going to inhale to press out. I'm still using my leg as a track. I'm going to exhale. Drop my lower abdominals. Pull my leg back in. I'm going to inhale, press it out. So, now that we're using our stabilizing leg as a track of sorts for our moving leg, and we're also using our exhale to drop our abdominals and pull our belly back in, we're also going to think of sinking our ribs to the mat, our back ribs to the mat, and drawing our ribs together on the front. Really pull down on those lats. You're doing great, guys. And we're going to inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Nice long neck. Don't crunch up in the neck. Really wrap the ribs. connection. And press. Growing longer out of your movement, and then pull it back. Now, without moving our hands, we're going to extend our legs out to working level and turn them out to Pilates V. Float our arms so the ball is reaching up toward the wall of the ceiling. We haven't lost the squeeze on the ball. We're going to pull the legs back in parallel, right back to parallel, and then we're going to pull our arms back in. Press out your legs, Pilates V. Press your arms back. Go to parallel with your legs, pull them back in, and press your arms across. Now, while you're doing this, make sure that you're keeping a heavy sacrum. You're not tilting as your legs go out and create more load. Squeeze your legs out, draw it in on your lower abdominals. Turn your legs to Pilates V. Pull your arms over your head, ball reaching for the wall and the ceiling meet behind you. Parallel your legs, pull them in, bring your arms in. One more just like this and we get to move on. We're going to go add on. We're going to extend our legs, arms stay where they are. Pilates V. Pull your sacrum down. Arms over your head, reaching for the wall and the ceiling meet. Parallel your legs, pull them in, and pull your arms back down with your lats. Now, place the ball in between your ankles. Keep your knees in line with your hips, and your knees in line with your big toe. So it goes toe, knee, hips all in line. Come to a true tabletop. Squeeze into the ball, not with your knees. It'll cause your knees to come together. Pull in by wrapping your glutes and using your inner thighs. Reach your hands above your knees. My palms are facing my knees. I'm going to press out with my hands, back with my arms. I'm going to squeeze the ball with my inner thighs. Then I'm going to pull the ball back in with an exhale and float my hands to hover on tops of my knees, using my lats to pull my shoulders away from my ears. And I'm going to press out, weighting my sacrum. Pull back with my arms. Fingertips reaching where the wall and the ceiling meet. Squeeze in on the ball, pulse. Pull the ball back in. And reach my hands down. And I'm going to reach out with my feet. Pull my arms back. Pulse in on the ball. Pull my legs back in and exhale. And reach my arms down. And one more, extend legs. Extend arms. Pulse the ball. Legs. And then arms. Good. We're going to rest our knees real fast. Go ahead and windshield wiper your legs gently. My ball's still between my ankles. I am floating one side of the hip off. My shoulder blades are staying completely on. And most of my ribs are staying on as well at this point. From there, I'm going to float my legs up to tabletop, all at once if you can, but you have to maintain a stable sacrum to do it. Sorry, I missed that. My hands are going to be out to the ceiling. I'm going to inhale prayer. Exhale to curl up, creasing over my sternum, keeping a nice space between my chin and my neck. I'm going to extend my legs out to working level, turn them out to a Pilates V position, still squeezing the ball, and I'm going to inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. I'm pumping from my shoulders. The rest of my body is not moving. I'm really reaching long with energy towards the end of my mat. My sacrum is properly weighted from when we just did the double leg stretch exercise. Inhale. As I exhale, I'm going to fog and mirror. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice wide mouth. I can see my abdominals drop. I still have a nice long neck. I'm reaching my ribs from my hips. Squeeze in on the ball a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still reaching long. We're going to pulse in on the ball with our inner thighs and glutes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hands behind your head. Reach your ribs towards your hips for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw your knees in. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Go ahead and rest your feet down. Go ahead and shake them gently from side to side. We're going to put our ball to the side for right now. I'm going to tuck mine in under the right there. Hold on behind my knees. Tuck my chin to my chest without touching my chin to my chest, and roll up. We're going to do tree on the mat. We're going to start with the left side. We're going to extend our right leg long on the mat. Hold on behind our right knee and draw our thigh into our chest, sitting straight up on your sits muscle, or your sits bones. From there, I'm going to extend my foot with my hand behind my knee and then bend my knee with control. Don't fling your leg out and let it drop back. We're drawing our shoulders down our back. Let's do one more and stay there. Now we're going to articulate through our foot, pulling our toes back and coming to a flex foot. Pressing out to the ball of our foot, pointing our toes. Pull toes back, flex foot, ball of foot, toes. Good. From here, we're going to articulate 3 ankle circles in each direction. 2, 3, and the opposite way. 1, 2, 3. Now the wide elbow, we're going to draw our leg closer for a stretch. And 2, and 3. Now, either bend your knee for a bent knee tree for a modification, or walk your arms up to wherever you want to start for tree. I'm going to start with bent knee and do the rest of it with a straight leg. I'm going to inhale, wide elbows, so I'm not crunching, up into my shoulders. I'm going to tuck my tail. I'm going to begin to articulate back. Slow and with control. Now as you come up, trick for a straight leg, trick for bent knee. We're going to inhale, not energy into our chest. Press your leg out so you can use your arms to help you up. If your leg is crunched too far to your chest, you're going to find it truly difficult to come up. Now, if you'd like to move on to straight leg or continue with bent knee, either one. Inhale, tuck the tail, and walk back. And now, inhale. Exhale to walk your leg back up. Now you can go wherever you can to hold on and sit up on your sits bones. Inhale. While we're down here on this next one, we are going to do leg circles. Single leg circles. So if you're bent knee or a straight leg, go ahead and straighten your leg up to the ceiling. Platform your arms down by your side. Nice wide shoulder blades that are flat on the mat. Draw your ribs in and sink them back down the mat. Inhale your leg across the body and exhale it back up. This is not a game of how big your circles can be at this point. It's how much weight can you put in your sacrum. And now we're going to reverse. In just a minute, we're going to go ahead and get a chance to lift our hip on a leg. Circle after tree. I'm going to place my hands back behind my leg, bent knee or straight leg, whatever you prefer doing. I'm going to inhale, nodding my chin to my chest. I'm going to exhale, walk my leg up. From here, I'm going to sit straight up on my sits bones. I'm going to release my hands from my leg, but hold my leg with my abdominals to float my leg down to the mat and switch legs. So I'm going to release, bring my arms out to hug a tree, float my leg down, adjust where needed, and bring my other thigh up towards my chest. From here, we're going to do the stretching part of tree. We're going to go ahead and extend our leg and bend. Shoulders widen down your back, but don't flare your ribs, and bend. You don't have to go up to where my leg is. You could go here. You could go here. You could go even higher. And now we're going to pull our toes back, pull the ball of our foot back. Everyone's in a different spot. We're going to articulate through our foot. Let's honor where our body is today. Say thank you for the movement. And point our foot. 3 ankle circles in each direction. 2. Here's 3. And reverse. 2, 3. If you would like, walk your hand up your leg to wherever you can, sitting straight up on your sits bones. Drop your shoulders, wide elbows, and bend your elbows wide, and release, and bend, and release. Again, I will do my first tree with a bent knee for the modification. I'm holding my knee into my chest. As I come down, if I need more help, I press my thigh away from my body so that I have more load and support from my arms to drop down to the mat. I'm going to inhale, and with light fingers, we're not holding on for dear life here, guys. That's the goal. I'm going to exhale, now my chin to my chest, and roll. straight. We're going to continue with a straight leg. I'm going to inhale. Exhale, tuck my tail for sinking heavy into my sacrum. I'm going to walk it down my leg. From there, I'm going to inhale. I'm going to just stretch my leg away from me and walk up. If you saw my leg float, if you saw my hip flexor take over, I could use more lower abdominals to keep that from happening if it happened to you as well. Inhale. Tuck my tail. I'm going to walk back. From here, even if you're in bending tree, go ahead and extend your toes up to the ceiling. Pull up on the muscles on top of your leg to really straighten your leg up. Platform your arms down by your side. Draw your ribs together, sink your ribs into the mat. Heavy, heavy sacrum. Press into your stabilizing leg. Inhale across your body and exhale up. Notice my circles are very small. What I'm working on is my stabilizing core right now. We're going to be doing a lot of twisting and side bending. Let's go ahead and warm up those muscles and reverse and exhale up and reverse and up. One more. And now, light fingers. Inhale, creasing at the sternum. Oh, my body doesn't want to come up on this one. That's okay, we got it, guys. And exhale. Now at the top, we're going to do the release again. So really ground through your stabilizing leg. Pull down on your lats. Release your arms to hug a tree. And float your leg down. Go ahead and shake it out. Reaching your arms forward, palms up. Draw the shoulders down your back. Tuck your tail. Roll all the way back. Kick your left leg up to the ceiling if you're able to. Now, on this one, we are going to be doing a hip raise. I'm going to bring my arms out to a T. Notice I don't have any floor underneath me, so my arms might go wonky. So I might bring my arms up to a T as a modification for those of us who don't have a mat that we can press into with the palms of our hands. I'm going to inhale, bringing my leg across my body. I'm going to begin to float my hip up. As I do, I'm going to keep all 12 ribs on. My hip is still up as I bring my leg around. When it gets down to where my toes are pointing towards the same direction of the end of the mat, both hip bones are back on with a flat sacrum. And I exhale back up. And I inhale, float my hip off slightly. This is about control. Could you bring your leg all the way over? You could, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a real twist where you're bringing your ribs down and your hip up and then dropping and coming back around. If you have low back problems, please consider not doing this exercise. And now we float our hip up again as we come across the body again. Please consider not doing this exercise because you could go a little bit too far and cause more pain to yourself. We're going to do one more. Abdominals up and in. And scissor switch. Now adjust as you need to. Arms up to a T if you have a floating mat or a raised mat, because otherwise you could get this in your ribs. We're not looking for that. We're looking for a connected core. Arms out to a T otherwise, pressing into the palms of your hands. Inhale across the body, beginning to float your hip, leaving your ribs down. This is a controlled twist. And we're going to inhale across. Shoulders down, away from your ears. And now we're going to go to the other direction. So both hip bones are going to stay down as the leg circles to the outside. And now you're going to raise that right hip up, leaving the ribs down, and bring your leg up with your abdominals. And inhale across and down. Hips down now. And across. Bring your feet down. And now bring your right knee into your chest and your left knee. Go ahead and rock gently from side to side. Place your feet down on the mat. Press into your heels, pull them back towards your glutes. Press your head into your hands, interlace your fingers, wide elbows, guys. Thumbs long down your neck. Inhale. Exhale, curl, creasing over your sternum. Squeeze your legs together. We're going to rotate to the left, bringing the underarm to the knee. No crunching in. Leave your elbows wide. Back through center without losing that curl. So what I said, I mean, don't go like this and then look back up. We're going to maintain the curl through the center. We're just doing a rotation and center. Rotation. Center. Rotate. One more. And now we're going to bring our left knee to tabletop as we rotate there. Bring your left knee down. Your right knee up. Rotate to the right. Wide elbows still, guys. Don't let them crunch. And rotate. And down. And now we're going to make our legs reciprocal, if we can. So as we float our right leg down, our left leg's going to pop up. And our left leg's going to go down. Our right leg's going to come up. One more on each side. And then we're going to go into the full classic elbow to knee. Leave your leg up. And extend your right leg, using it as a track, just like we did in the beginning exercise. Pull it back in. And inhale your leg away. Exhale, pull it in. And inhale, extend. And inhale. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Place one foot down. Place the other foot down. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Take a deep breath. Hold on behind your knees. Inhale. Exhale to roll up. Come slightly forward on the edge of your mat. I'm going to rotate slightly to the corner so that we can do the beginning modification for open leg rocker. Those of us with osteoporosis, osteopenia, lower back problems, neck problems, please continue with this modification. Otherwise, everyone else is free to continue on with the full expression of the exercise with me. Those of us with tight hamstrings, just hold on behind your knees for the modification and the full classical exercise. We're going to pinpoint our toes in the center, hold on right above our ankles or at our ankles, tuck our tail, look down in between our legs and the tiny tight diamond, float our feet off. From there, I'm going to drop my shoulders down my back. I'm pulling down on my legs. So as I extend my right leg, trying to keep it on my shoulders, I'm going to pull down on my leg to engage my lats, to pull my shoulder away from my ears, to help encourage drawing my ribs to my hips in my C-shaped curve. Drop my foot down and extend my other leg, keeping in line with my shoulders. And lower. And right leg lift. This is not an easy exercise, guys. It requires a lot of abdominal connection, really drawing your shoulder blades down, and really maintaining a level of control. After this last left side, we're going to extend both legs. So we're going to extend and bend. Use your glutes and inner thigh control to help you bring your legs back down. And we have one more. And now, stay in this position as I rotate. We're going to inhale. Exhale, extend our legs up. Trying to keep our legs in line with our shoulders. Inhale to roll back to the tips of our shoulder blades, and exhale to come back up, maintaining our C-shaped curve. And inhale back. Exhale, pulling down on our legs to stay in that curve. We're going to go to 8. Slow and controlled. Try to roll down both sides of your back equally. So feel both sides of your back straps like they're tires on a car. Use them both equally. One more. And now, here at the top for a challenge, we're going to bring our legs together. Reach our arms long, palms up, shoulders away from your ears. Tuck your tail. Roll back. Bring your feet up to the ceiling. Find your ball. Place it between your ankles. From here, we're going to be doing corkscrew 1 with a twist. Not necessarily a real twist because this is a twist class, but we're going to be adding something on it. It's going to be fun. I'm going to place my arms down by my sides. I'm going to weight in through both back sides of my hip bones. I'm going to drop my lower abdominals, wrap my ribs, sink my ribs down, widen and flatten my shoulder blades on the mat. Nice long neck. I'm going to inhale my legs over to 3 o'clock. My left hip is grounded. My 3 o'clock is to my right. So my legs are rotating against each other. They're not equal right now. I'm going to come down to 6. My feet are even. As I come to 9, my left foot is longer than my right. I'm going to come back up. I'm going to pulse the ball once with my inner thighs and glutes. I'm going to go to 9, and 6, and 3, and 12, and pulse. As I do this, my sacrum is very heavy. And now I'm going to double pulse because it's my second set. 1, 2. And now I'm going to go down. Dropping in my lower abdominals as my legs reach 6. And up, I'm going to double pulse. You get it. This time we're going to do 3 pulses 2 times. And pulse, pulse, pulse. Inhale. As I reach 6 o'clock, I'm going to exhale my legs back up, dropping my lower abdominals. And I'm going to do pulse, pulse, pulse. Final set, 4 pulses. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And inhale. And exhale. And go 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw your knees into your chest. If you don't have hip replacements or hip problems, go ahead and give them a hug in your chest. Otherwise, you can go ahead and stay at 90 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and remove the ball. Hold on behind my knees. Still hold the ball in my hand if I'm able to. Otherwise, place it down beside you. Inhale. Reset the sternum, body, my chin, my chest. Exhale, roll up. We're going to be doing a saw variation. This will either go very well for me or my ball will roll off my mat like it has been doing. So, we're going to extend our feet a little bit wider than hip width. I myself am going to scoot over to the right side of my mat because I'm going to place my ball next to, right below my knee on my left side. I'm going to bring my arms out to a T, draw in my ribs and draw my abdominals up and in and press down to engage underneath my arms as if I'm pressing down on a giant exercise ball. Now weighting both my sit bones equally. I'm going to inhale, rotating to the left. I'm going to find my ball to help increase my rotation. Flip my back palm, dive down, walk my fingers down, reaching out as far as I can. I'm going to pull the ball back by pulling back my lower abdominals. As soon as I pull back as far as I can, I'm going to articulate up. Now this is where I lose my ball. I'm going to release my hand, flip my palm again, come back to center, and I'm going to rotate. Both my sits bones are equally weighted, my hips not lifting. I'm going to dive. And then I'm going to stretch. And I'm going to pull back my low abs. Sit straight up. Ooh, don't go over ball. Through center. I'm going to rotate. Flip my palm, find my ball, and dive, reaching out. Ooh, my hip popped. I don't know if you felt it too. Maybe we went a little too fast. I'm going to pull back my low abs. Sit straight up, still in the rotation. Back through center. One more time on the left side. Make it your best side. Really feel that weight. And rotate the ribs across. And hand down. And dive. And come back up. Heads left, finger left. And back through center. Hopefully I don't lose the ball on the other side, guys. We're going to go ahead and place the ball on the right side, right below the knee. Arms out, up, step and in, ribs together and down, shoulders down as if you're pressing on a pole or a ball to really pull down on your shoulders and engage underneath your arms. I'm going to rotate to the left, pressing down on my sits bone. Find the ball with my hand, flip my back palm up, walk it out. I'm going to pull back, draw my ribs to my hips. As soon as I pull back as far as I can, begin to articulate up, flipping my palm, and coming back to center. And I'm going to rotate to the right, flip my back palm and dive, and begin to articulate down. Pull back with your low abs, lift up with your mid-back, shoulders, finally head, and center. And rotate to the right. Begin to nod down, creasing over your sternum to fold over your leg. I'm bringing my bicep up my ear. I'm going to pull back, pull up, flip my palm, back through center. One more time, guys. Ooh, it's warm. I know it is because my hair is going wild in this heat. And I'm going to pull back, flip my palm, and back through center. I'm going to release my arms, and I'm going to shake out my legs. I'm going to place my ball in a safe place again. I'm going to go ahead and roll over onto my stomach for some swan prep exercises. I'm going to make my arms into a W. I'm going to place my forehead on the mat. My biceps are squeezing my ribs. My elbows are down on my waist. My palms are right underneath my shoulders. I'm squeezing my inner thighs. I'm drawing my abdominals up and in, and I'm wrapping my ribs. My neck is nice and long. I'm going to snake my head up on the inhale. My shoulders are going to follow. My mid-back. I'm pulling down on my shoulders. The lats have been working this whole time. And then I'm going to exhale back down. However far you can come up today, it's however far you can come up. The more you pull in on the front of your abdominals, so the more you're squeezing your inner thighs, the less height you will have in your swan. Inhale and lift and squeeze everything. Now, as you come back down, if you feel your ribs sort of kickstand or stop you from coming down in a smooth, fluid motion, just know that you flared your ribs to get up higher, coming into your mid-back. So we really want to draw those together so that we have a nice even curve of our back. So inhale, wrap your ribs, wrap your ribs, wrap your ribs, wrap your ribs. Good job, guys. Then come back down, squeeze your glutes. And in we go. And now from here, I'm going to take my right hand and place it underneath my forehead like a pillow. I'm going to take my left hand, I'm going to move it closer to the center. So away from my shoulder, somewhere between my neck and my shoulder. For one arm swan, you want to make sure your shoulders are even. So if you have a mirror to look into to make sure your shoulders are even, please use it. Both hip bones are going to be equally weighted in the front. We're going to inhale and lift and exhale and lower. If you feel this in your back, go ahead and come up half as high. Or another trick I like to use to keep my shoulders even is I put more weight on the outside of my hand on my pinky blade edge. And now while we're here, we're going to rotate to the right slightly. Extend your arm in a salute. Bring your arm back in, rotate back to center. Articulate down and switch hands. We're going to take the left hand, place it under our forehead like a pillow. Bring my right hand, I'm going to slide it in from where swan prep was, somewhere between my shoulder and my neck. Wrap my ribs, squeeze my abdominals and glutes, draw my belly up and in. Inhale, exhale to press up. I'm spiraling out to my pinky blade edge so that I have my shoulders and my hips stay more equally weighted. And that really works for my body. Inhale up. This time this is our last one. We have an optional add-on here of the rotation and the salute. Inhale, press up, leaving both hips equally grounded. Rotate to the left, extend your arm out to the salute, bring it back in, rotate to center, shoulders down, and articulate back down. From there, I'm going to place both hands into my shoulders. Up, as you're coming up, really round it out, low back into a shell position. We have not dropped back into child's pose yet. We're really getting into our low back right now. Press up, bringing your biceps between your ears. Stretch it out, 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 out. And then lower your heels, your glutes onto your heels for child's pose. Take a couple deep breaths here. From here, I'm going to take my left hand, thread it underneath my right arm, thread the needle, child's pose twist, and look out under my arm if I'm able to, trying to place my shoulder onto the mat. Good. I'm going to come back through center. Lift my right arm up and bring it under. Looking underneath my left arm. Come back through center. And now, with light fingers in Adam's family style, we're going to walk back, pressing back into the shell pose almost, but going back, articulating back to our low back, mid back, shoulders, neck, and finally, lifting our head. I'm going to locate my ball again. I'm going to go ahead and place it between my feet with flexed feet. I'll pull up on my kneecaps. For those of us with a tight low back, tight hamstrings, go ahead and squeeze your ball between your legs again, but just press your heels down with bent knee. Everyone else, pull up on your kneecaps. Bring your arms out to a half T with your fingertips touching your shoulder. Wrap your ribs, abs up and in. Inhale. Exhale, rotate to the right. My back hip bone is still staying firmly, or my back sits bone is firmly grounded. Inhale through center, and exhale to the left. Inhale through exhale to the right. Inhale. You might notice that your spine twist feels much smaller without your arms in a T. You're most likely getting the real rotation of your body without swinging your arm back behind your body. But let's go ahead and bring our arms out to a T, press down, and inhale, and only bring your arms out as far as your rotation. Ooh, it probably looks a little different when you get prepped for it, huh? And exhale the opposite direction, and come back down through center. Before we move on, go ahead and relax your feet, lift your arms straight up in the air, hinge forward, reaching for where the wall and the ceiling meet, and then round over your legs for a nice hamstring stretch. Good job, guys. Go ahead and articulate up to sitting. Remove the ball. Roll over on to your right side. Make your arm into a pillow. Lift up out of your side closest to the mat. Go ahead and line up your back with the mat. Tailbone, top of your head. Hinge your feet forward slightly in a flexed position for support. We're going to place the ball in front of us, right where the sternum and the 12th rib meet. Press down on it with the ball of your hand, using your lat. Press your leg away from you, your top leg away from you, and float it up to hip height. People who come up here, I don't know how wide you think your hips are. They are not that wide. You're floated out and lift it up slightly. Point your foot to float it forward and flex it to pull it back. If you feel your ball going like this, you are rocking in your body. Your ball is tattling on you. We only have 3 side kicks because we are fortunate enough to get to do side kneeling kicks today. And here's 5. And exhale back. Use your glutes to pull your legs behind you, not momentum. Rock forward slightly on your thigh meat so that you're not rocking into your low back. Here's 8. And now pull it back. When your foot reaches over foot, squeeze your glute where your glute and thighs meet to pull your leg back. 2 more. 1 more. Bring your feet on top of each other. Turn it out to a pointed Pilates feet. Rock forward on your thighs again. Kick it up and flex it down. Now when you're here, make sure that you're not sinking to lift your leg up higher. It's easy to do. You'll notice that your leg doesn't come up as high. Point and flex. Abs up and in. Point and flex. Keep the flex. Flex it up. Point it down. And here's 2. And reach up energy out of your toes. Don't just placidly let your foot go up and go down. You really need to work it up and work it down. Float your foot up to hip height, turn it up. 10 small circles in each direction. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Press down on your lats and reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, take your ball. Place it underneath your ear if you'd like. Reach back with your top hand. Locate your knee. Pull your heel towards your hips. Don't allow your hips to fold forward. Really try to straighten out and squeeze your glutes and line up knee to knee. Wrap your ribs. Good. From there, we're going to press ourselves up to our side of our hip. Swing our legs around and rock down to the other side for a transition into the other sideline legs. If you have a raised mat, please don't almost fall off of it like I just did. We're going to come back down. I'm going to line up from head to tailbone. Place my arm under me like a pillow. Place my ball under me, out of my sternum. Press in with the palm of my hand. Draw my shoulders down, flex my feet. Shoot energy out of my heels. I lift my foot. You'll notice that as you do that, you're no longer sinking into the mat. As you press energy out, you're stacking your hips and lifting up out of your side. Point your foot forward, flex, stop when your foot's over the foot, squeeze your glutes to pull it back, and point. Really focus on the breathing now that we have the movement down. And inhale, and exhale, and inhale. Rock forward slightly near your thigh meat, exhale here. We're inhaling it forward. 8. As long as you're breathing, that's great. 9. And here is 10. Go ahead and stack your feet. Point to turn it out. Shoot energy out of your top foot. Rock forward and point up and flex down. And here's 2. And here's 3. And here's 4. And 5. Keep your foot flexed and flex it up. And point it down. And flex it up. Rock forward. Point it down. 3. 4. And 5. Now shooting energy out of your foot. Lift it up to hip height. And we're going to circle for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Place the ball under your head if you'd like. We're going into a quad stretch. Grab near your ankle. Squeeze your glutes slightly so you don't sink back into the stretch and flare your hips. Try to drop knee to knee. Okay. We're going to slide to the center of our mat. We're going to place the ball above our knees, on our thighs. We are maintaining the number 11. We're not bringing our heels together. So we are in a straight line from our knee to our hip, or from our toe to our knee to our hips, and our hips and our knees to our toes. Ooh, it feels like that song, My Kissing Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. Come to tabletop. Platform arms here. Come to a T, but don't flare your ribs. Or come to the goalpost bent arms. If you're on a raised mat, we're going to rock to the right. My ribs are still on. And then we're going to squeeze it back. This is an oblique movement, guys. So we're going to twist gently. It's a gentle twist. And to the right. Make sure you're in a true tabletop so you're getting the full weight. So flat 90 degrees, guys. And press your thighs away from you gently if you feel like it feels too easy. And here. And rock it back. And to the left. Adding on. And to the right. Extend. And bend. And through center. And to the left. Extend. And bend. Where are your ribs? Go ahead and wrap them. Extend. And bend. Through center. And to the right. Extend. And bend. And center. And now to the right. Extend your legs. Leave them extended and come back to center. And then bend to tabletop. And to the left. Extend. Drag your legs back up with your abdominals. And bend. To the right. Extend. Drag them up. Drop your abs and bend. And the left. Extend. Drag them up. And bend. To the right. Extend. If it's feeling too easy, press your thighs away from you so you're in a true tabletop. Now leaving your legs up. If this is too much on your low back, continue with any of the variations. We're going to go right. This is harder, it's heavier. You're probably not going to be able to go as far without some pain. So half your distance. Flat shoulder blades, guys. Don't allow them to lift. Keep them on the mat. One more to each side. Abs sink to pull your legs back in. Use your obliques. And good. Bend your knees. Hold on behind them. Inhale, nod your chin, your chest. Exhale to curl up. My hair is falling apart. I'm so sorry for the disheveled look. We are going to come up to our knees. Our knees are directly under our hips. Arms are out to a T. We're pressing down. If you have knee problems, feel free not to do this variation. Feel free to do just the side lying legs again, or try placing the skinny part of a wedge or a foam mat under your knee, or a towel. I'm going to come out, bringing my arms out to a T. I'm going to place my weight in my right leg. I'm going to begin to whoop, come up and come over to the side. Guys, if you need it, if you have weaker wrists, go ahead and take one of your weights and place it so it's parallel with the end of the mat. You don't want your arm Rounding and rounding your shoulder. So we're right here. We come up, we place our head behind our hands, we draw our ribs in, abs up and in, we extend our leg, we point it forward and flex to pull it back. Is this movement smaller than side kicks? Yes, it is. The reason is because you have less support from less of your body touching the mat. Is this hurting? Yeah. It is why I'm talking so much, so that I don't think about how much it hurts too. Wide elbows, guys, but don't flare your ribs. Here's 9. Keep your back shin connected to the mat. And 10. Now bring it to center. Now bring it down and tap and lift. We're not sinking on our side here. Just like when we did the banana stretch at the beginning of class, we're thinking about lifting up and over. And squeeze with the outside of your leg. We're not turned out. Here's 8. Should have mentioned that, I'm sorry. Here's 9. And here's 10. And now we're going to do 10 small parallel circles in each direction. Lift up out of your side and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release your weight. Begin to bend your knee, arms to a T, as you float back up with control. Bring your weight to the other side if you have one. Arms out to a T. Squeezing your glutes to press your hips forward and open up those front hip flexors. I'm going to put my weight in my left knee, making my right knee tight, and begin to side bend to reach down for the floor. With a flat hand, you can come to a fist. You can use a weight. Either way, make sure you're lifting up out of your side, hand behind your head, draw your ribs in, extend your leg, and forward, and flex to pull back. 2. And inhale, and exhale. On your standing leg, make sure you're really feeling it in your glute. You should be pressing your glute. You should be sinking back. You should be pressing your glute forward and up, lifting up out of your side. Keeping your body still. And here is 10. Now point your foot. Now tap your toe to the mat and squeeze it, shooting energy out of it to lift it. And here's 2, 3. Shoulders down. Engage your lats. Let's go ahead and count it down. Here's 5. And 4. Lift up out of your side. 3. Nice long neck. 2. Abs up and in. 1. Wrap your ribs. Keep it up in 10 small circles in parallel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now begin to bend your knee. Release your hand. Arms out to a T. Woo, it's hard on the second side. Float back up. I lost my glutes, so squeeze your glutes to release your hip flexors at the top. And sit down on your feet. Because you earned it. Go ahead. We're going to place our weights to the side. We're going to be doing teaser. The first we're going to be doing is from tabletop, and then we will have, you can use tabletop as a modification, or start with your legs from the mat. It's very hard, but we're going to be doing no momentum. Just so you know, if you're like, oh my gosh, why is this so difficult? I have my ball in between my shins, above my ankle. I'm going to hold on behind my knees. I don't want to be on my line, excuse me. Tuck my tail, roll back. I'm going to bring my feet up with my abdominals. My hands are going to be up to my side, up to the ceiling if I can't control my ribs. Otherwise, I'm going to bring them around. I'm going to inhale. When my arms get to the chin, I'm going to get that. Exhale, come up. I'm going to float my arms up to the ceiling. I'm going to have a wide collarbone, wrap my ribs, drop my abdominals. I'm going to use my abdominals to pull my knees in. If I'm able to, I'm going to extend my legs to the ceiling, or to where the wall and the ceiling meet. I bend my knees back with my abdominals, tuck my tail, and roll back. Arms coming near your sternum, arms behind you. As long as you're not flaring your ribs. You'll know if you're flaring your ribs, you feel your back lift off the mat. Another modification, beginning with your feet bent on the mat. We're going to inhale, coming around. Exhale, begin to float up. This is harder. You can feel it. You're going to float your feet up. back up into a tabletop position. Extend your legs. Circle your arms as wide as you can. When you get to the top, squeeze the ball with your glutes and inner thighs. And squeeze. And squeeze with your lower abdominals and reverse. And squeeze. Reverse. And squeeze. Woo! Reverse. And squeeze. Use your lower abdominals to pull your legs back to tabletop. Tuck your tail. Float down. And let your hands and your feet and head touch at the same time. Final variation. Legs extended. Let's see if I can make it up, right? We are going to inhale, bring our arms to your teeth. Exhale, begin to float up. Now we're going to lower our legs an inch and lift it without moving our upper body and pulse the ball. And lower an inch and lift and pulse twice. Lower an inch and lift and pulse 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Tuck your tail. Begin to float down. Don't move your feet yet. When your sacrum hits, we're going to float back. Your arms and legs and head hit the mat at the same time. Kind of release the ball. Oh, shake it out gently. We're going to hold on behind our knees. Watch out for the ball at the end. I'm going to tuck your head and lift. Whoop. Have to separate my legs for that. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to use our ball again, so I'm going to place it where I can reach it again. Otherwise, I'm going to reach for my weights because it is time to plank. I'm going to extend my arms in front of me. Where my weights are right now, they're about shoulder distance apart. They're not too close, they're not too far away. I have them right here so I can really pull my shoulder blades apart. But from here, I'm going to press back into a child's pose, still holding my weights. Inhale, exhale, press out to my knees, and I'm going to press up. I'm going to pull my shoulder blades flat and wide. My feet are in a Pilates V position. My heels are squeezing together. I'm squeezing up along the insides of my legs, wrapping my glutes, drawing my abdominals up and in, and flattening and widening my shoulder blades. We're going to hold it here. A couple more seconds. We're going to be doing our first set of push-ups from our knees. So we're just going to drop our knees. Leave your toes where they are. From there, I'm going to be doing tricep push-ups. So I'm going to be keeping my biceps by my ribs and up. And I'm going to bend and up. I'm not sinking in my lower abdominals. I'm really drawing them in to protect my low back. And up. From there, I'm going to extend my right foot and point it. My hips are still square. I'm not raising one hip to one side. And I'm going to tricep push-up and lift. Keeping my weight even in both hands. Keeping my neck nice and long, a nice straight line from the tip of my head down to my tailbone. I'm going to replace my foot. I'm going to extend my left foot up, not splitting my hip up. I'm going to bend and straighten and inhale and exhale. Ups, up and in, no swaying in the low back. And exhale. From there, I'm going to place my feet down. I'm going to press back up into a plank. I'm going to take my left hand and rotate the weight so it's pointing towards the end, and my knuckles are facing the end of the mat. I'm going to separate my feet to parallel and rotate to one side and lift my hand up into a star position. I'm lifting up as if I'm over a barrel. I'm going to remove my weight for this because it's not my preferred position. If you have a problem with this position, feel free to place your knee down for these exercises. Otherwise, we're going to be right here. Arm coming up. We're going to reach up even deeper. Try to deepen our lift. We're not crunching in. We're lifting higher to the ceiling. Come back down to the original position. Inhale. Bicep by your ear. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. From there, we're going to inhale. Thread the needle. Rotate on the balls of your feet to look underneath your left arm and bring your right hand to your left hip. And come back out, rotating back out to the sides of our feet. Coming back up into a star side bend position. Really drawing up and in my abdominals, really getting a nice scoop. Mid-air. And one more. And back to the T. From there, we're going to come back to center. We're going to do another set of push-ups, hands or knees. We're going to do 3 push-ups. 1. Ooh, my full push-ups are really small. And 3. I'm going to bring my right foot up, and 1. And inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Replace my foot. Bring my left foot up and inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Place your foot down. Separate your feet to parallel. Rotate to star, facing the left side. My arms coming up, and I'm going to reach up and over. Reach my arms up higher to the side. Bring my biceps to my ear. Come back down to starting. Guys, if you're not sweating, woo! I know I certainly am. And I am out of breath. One more side bend. And back up. And now, I'm going to thread the needle. Rotating up to the balls of my feet. Looking under my right side. Bring my left hand to my right hip. And rotating back to the side. Exhale. And come around. Inhale. And exhale, reach. Inhale. This is the final one. Inhale. Exhale, reach. And now we're going to come back to plank. Squeeze it on Pilates V. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Draw your abdominals up and in. Squeeze your inner thighs. Widen your shoulder blades. And I'll hold it for a few more breaths. 1 more. And now lower your knees with control. Oh, I'm sorry. Lower your knees with control. Press up into your low back or in a shell because it feels nice. And press back. Whew. Good job, guys. Sorry, I almost dropped out my stomach and just pressed right back into child's pose, which would have been nice, but not what we're going for. I'm going to thread the needle underneath my left arm first, dropping my right shoulder to the mat. I'm going to come back through center. I'm going to rotate to the right, threading my left arm underneath my right arm, trying to drop my left shoulder to the mat. I don't know anybody else, but I am feeling the shake. Come back to the center. I'm going to try to do the shell pose one more time, reaching up, but sitting on my feet. So reaching up, pulling back, articulating that. Coming back up to sitting. We can go ahead and ditch our weights. From here, we're going to go ahead and locate our ball. Come down onto our back, articulating down. Bring our heels into our glutes. Tuck our tail lift up. Place the ball underneath our sacrum. So it's in that triangle from where my tailbone and my 2 hip bones meet. I'm going to draw my knees into my chest. I have an easy time trying to sink my ribs into the mat here. This is the position I would like my body to stay in the whole time. If I start to tuck and twist on my ball, my ribs will pop, my back ribs will pop off the mat. I'm going to reach around and hold on to the ball with my hands. I'm going to lift my feet up to the ceiling. I'm going to draw one leg into my nose while I extend the other leg away. I'm getting a hip flexor stretch at the same time I'm doing scissors. It is slow and controlled, but I'm still getting a nice stretch. Try to keep your body completely still on the ball by squeezing in on your core and your area of support and stability on your body. Let's do 2 more on each side, and we're going to go into bicycle. This is not my favorite exercise to teach, so please stick with me on this one. In bicycle, as one leg is straight, one leg is bent, or as one leg is straightening, one leg is bending. So extend your right foot in and bend your left knee. Now, extend your right leg down to the mat. You're reaching out long, shooting energy out, trying to whoop, and as it starts to bend, your other leg straightens. And so, as one bends, one straightens. Think of shooting energy out. You always want energy shooting out one of your legs. After you bend your left leg in, we're going to reverse. So keep your right leg straight, bend your left leg, and now bring your left leg bent and a hamstring curl down to the mat. Extend it, trying to drag your toe along the mat, and then bend your right leg in. Extend your left leg, and hamstring curl your right leg down to the mat. And bend. And extend. reach your left leg up, reach your right leg up to meet it, turn your feet out to Pilates feet. This is the part where we don't want our ribs to lift. We're going to drop our feet 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. Drop your belly and lift. And drop 1, 2, 3. How much juice can you squeeze out of this exercise? Meaning, how slow can you make it? How much squeeze can you feel wrapping around your entire glutes from your hip all the way back? How much inner thigh can you get by squeezing them together? And what's the pull on the top of your kneecaps going to be like? Pull your shoulders away from your ears by wrapping your hands around the ball. Now, when you drop your legs, I don't care if you drop it here, here. I don't care if you touch the ground, but if you do, make sure that your ribs don't pop up, right? Just like that. And let's do 2 more. From here, we're going to do some leg circles. Again, I am fine with whatever size leg circles you want, as long as you can keep your ribs connected to the mat and you don't tuck or tilt or rock and roll from side to side on the ball. So we're going to inhale our legs out first, and when they get to the center, we're going to exhale them back up. And inhale. We've done a lot with pointed feet. Flex your feet. Inhale. We're going to do 3 here and 2. And here is the final one. And now point your feet in reverse. Down through the center. And exhale to the outside. And down to the center. And exhale to the outside. Flex your feet down to the center. And exhale to the outside. After this, we just have mermaid. Final one. Inhale. Drop your abdominals. And up. Draw your knees into your chest. Place your feet on the mat. Lift up into a bridge. Pull the ball out. Hold on behind your knees. Inhale, crease in the sternum. And exhale to lift. We're going to go ahead and sit in a Z-sit today. If you are unable to sit in a Z-sit, go ahead and sit in crisscross applesauce. Whichever leg is in front. You're going to switch it when we do the other side to have the other leg in front. So, trying to sink your back hip bone as well. Bring the ball to the front, closer to your knee. Press down into the ball with the palm of your hand. We're going to walk out with our fingers. Inhale. Press down, reaching up and over strongly by engaging your lat and lifting up out of your side. Reach your bicep up by your ear and reach your fingertips for where the wall and the ceiling meet. Pull it back in. So your ball doesn't get away from you. Reach across, grab it with your left hand, and then reach across your body for an opposite stretch. Bring your bicep by your ear again. And come down, replace your other hand, and walk your hand out. Bending, bending, bending. Side bend, lift. Make sure you're not flaring your ribs to do it. Bicep by your ear. Walk it down. Reach your left hand across, grab your ball. And other side. Final one, we're going to add on a twist if you would like. If not, just continue with the mermaid. We're going to press it out. From here, we're going to rotate just our shoulders to gently look down at our ball. Come back to center. Rotate our shoulders to the opposite corner of the room. And come back to center. And then come up. My right arm is shaking, guys. And go ahead and come across. We're going to switch our legs, whether it be in crisscross applesauce, stretched out in front of you. You obviously wouldn't switch. Or the Z-sit. Bring the ball up by your left knee, left arm on the ball. Draw your ribs in, draw your abs in. Press down on your lats. Really reach up and over, reaching for the wall and the ceiling meet, pressing into the palm of your hand, not your fingers. Walk it back. Reach across to the right arm. Reach your left arm up and over. Arm back down. Walk your hand out, pressing into your lats so your shoulder's not by your ears. But you're getting a nice side bend lift. And walk it back. And bring your arm across. Bring your arm up and over. Final one with the optional add-on. I'm still sinking my back hip back on this side as well, guys. I forgot to mention that. And now I'm going to rotate in my shoulders in to look at my shaking hand. And rotate them back to center. I'm going to rotate my shoulders without flaring my ribs up to where the corner of the wall is on the other side. Back to center. Walk it back in. From there, I'm going to come to a gentle seated position. I'm going to inhale my arms up. Exhale back down. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions about the exercises or any modifications, please feel free to reach out to me, and have a great day.